We have the makings of an exciting race today. Drake Olson, the young driver out of Connecticut, driving the number 98 car, Dan Gurney-prepared Toyota. He won the pole position with a record-breaking run just a little over 103 miles an hour on this short 1.6-mile street course. This in spite of the crew changing an engine in the car between morning practice and qualifying. Chip Robinson destroyed the 84 car during practice. The team hustled over to the Busby team to repurchase the old Elvis chassis. The crew worked around the clock, rebuilt the old car, renumbered it number 1, and it's ready to run. The weather promises to be warm and sunny all day as we get ready to go racing. Bill Bowser, what does the starting grid look like?
Thanks, Brad. Starting on the pole in the 98 Toyota Eagle, Drake Olson of Connecticut. Alongside in second spot, front row, car number 60, the Castrol Jaguar, Davy Jones, New York. MTI Vacation Chevrolet 64 starts from third spot. Wayne Taylor, Orlando, Florida, the driver. Juan Manuel Fangio drives the Toyota number 99 from the fourth spot. Starting fifth, car number 83, the Nissan Turbo, Jeff Brabham, the 1989 IMSA champ. In the Castrol Jag number 61, starting sixth, John Nielsen, the Dane. The number 98 car takes the pole with Drake Olson aboard, and ironically the Toyota Grand Prix will be a Toyota. They go behind the Toyota safety car, but out in the number 60 Castrol Jaguar, the driver Davy Jones out of Cortland, New York, only a smidge of a second off the pace of the pole-sitting Toyota. The V6 twin-turboed Castrol Jaguar XJR10 up against the powerful turbocharged Toyota Eagle, prepared by Dan Gurney and the All-American racers out of California.
Very impressive for Drake Olson to sit on the pole here. A great qualifying effort. He's got Toyota out in front. And I know with all the corporate folks here from everywhere for Toyota, this is going to be one fabulous show for them. And Olson can drive the wheels off the car. The Connecticut-based driver is one heck of a wheelman.
And you know they're going to be going for it off the green flag. There's no doubt about it. Stacked up behind the cars. Here they come. Looks like we've got a start to go.
Get up, West Palm. Wave them as they come down towards the start-finish line. The 1990 Toyota Grand Prix of the Palm Beach, right here live at West Palm Beach.
And car number 98, Drake Olson out of Connecticut, took a couple of years off of driving, came back. He leads the 60 Castrol Jaguar, the V6 twin turbo, back into the Toyota, goes up on a turn number 1 into turn 2, followed closely by the Jaguar automobile of Davy Jones out of Cortland, New York, and Wayne Taylor in the 64 Chevy Spice, the MTI Vacations automobile, just giving them about 2-3 car lengths as they once again go up into the horseshoe turn.
I tell you, Olson put it into turn 1 so much across those washboard bumps that actually part of the Kevlar broke off of the back of the body. You saw it flailing as it came out of turn number 1.
We're going to see some sparks flying down in that section of the course now in the 61 machine. John Nielsen out of Harsley, West Germany, the Dane driver for the Castrol Jaguar team, sitting back now in the fourth spot. And he is trying to make a move on the field, moving just a little bit away. Drake Olson on Davy Jones, on Wayne Taylor in the Chevrolet, on John Nielsen in the second 61 Jaguar, as we'll watch them again when he comes down to complete lap 1. They're doing a lap in about 400 of the minute. Here it comes. Drake Olson and the Toyota. Then comes Jaguar, then Chevrolet Power. Castrol Jaguar, Toyota, Nissan, Pontiac Firebird, Nissan again, then Porsche way back in the line in the number 17 car. Almost back in the 9th or 10th position, so the Porsches really have to make a move on up in the Camel Lights. 32, the Buick Spice of Herman Velez, Tomas Lopez Velez at the wheel. 4, Scott Schubot wheels that Buick Spice, the yellow car in second spot. While number 80 is Ruggero Melgrati out of Milan, Italy. He will share the driving chores of Martino Finotto of Milan in the Ferrari Spice. A very competitive automobile. It'll be Buicks and Ferrari, really, I think, here this afternoon in Camel Lights in the battle between the two makes.
The makes are going to make a big deal out here. Everybody really close at an international group of drivers. Boy, West Palm is in for it. The drivers right now, though, just kind of sorting things out. A lot of them seeing how the boost's going, making sure that everything in the race car is working well. These are prototype machines right on the edge of the envelope. They are very, very delicate machines, but Olson is putting his through a workout. Look at the sparks as he flies into turn number 1.
Davy Jones not giving him too much of a latitude, though it seems that Drake Olson will pull maybe 1-2 car lengths away. And Davy Jones with his strategy, leaving him go ahead, especially through turn number 1, where the back end seems to slide out just a little bit. And as you said, a little bit of fiberglass being shredded. He said, I think I'll back up maybe 4 or 5 car lengths to see if anything does happen to him. At least then I might be able to get around. Flames shoot out the wastegate from the back of that beautiful powered Toyota. Dan Gurney, All-American Racers. Gurney can build automobiles, there's no doubt about it. We're seeing it out here today.
Gurney, no matter whether it's here at IMSA, back at his NASCAR days, he has always been a winner. And Olson, a driver out of Connecticut, is really going to put on a good show today. You know, with all that's going on out there, we are really going to see a great fight up to the front. Those Jaguars in second, they dominated Daytona.
I think if you might look at it, what's going to happen is pit stops are going to be the ultimate here this afternoon. It may be won or lost in the pits, how quick the crew can get them in and out. Since they have strung out, nothing really happened so far to put anybody out attrition-wise. All cars are running as we're 3 minutes into the race. That's just about 3-4 laps, working lap 4-3 complete, Lenny. That means that it's going to really be on the pit crews and the crew chiefs to send them in quick, out quick, to get them back into the field. You lose a lap here on a 1.6-mile circuit, 11 turns, you hardly are going to catch up even in 3 hours.
I think to go into deeper than that, it's not just the stops. Like you said, it's going to be the crews, and each crew member can be the crucial point in the win. A lot of times you think, oh, the driver's done so much, but with only 1 or 2 pit stops, like you say, you can lose a lap, go down, and you're only talking about minute milliseconds as they'll come in and come out of there. Each and every crew member has the pressure of the race on them when those drivers come in.
Davy Jones keeps the lead car in sight from the Jaguar. Now, they used the V12 Jaguar. They did so to win at the 24 Hours of Daytona with Davy Jones. And, of course, he's now in the V6 twin-turbo car. He's given about 8-9 car lengths. Wayne Taylor, the Englishman now from St. Louis, Missouri, in the Chevy automobile, the MTI Vacations car. And here it is, 2 Chevrolets and a Pontiac up in the top 8.
And Gurney's Toyota, car number 98, is still in the lead, as it has been since the start of this race, with young Connecticut driver Drake Olson behind the wheel. Let's take a look at the leaders right now. On the leaderboard, the number 98 Toyota, driven by Drake Olson, is in first place. The 61 Jaguar, driven by Nielsen, is in second place, while third is held down by the yellow Chevrolet, the number 64 car, driven by Wayne Taylor. The 60 Jaguar with Davy Jones at the wheel is fourth, and the 99 Toyota with Fangio behind the wheel is running fifth. Now, back to more racing action.
Here comes the Chevrolet right smack up onto the back. Now let's watch this second place race, as that's where it's really going to be very shortly. The 61 car, Davy Jones, the 61 car being the John Nielsen driven Jaguar, and Wayne Taylor in the Chevrolet. He is right up onto the back of the Jaguar now. Looks to the inside, coming down into turn 1. Decides he'll follow it through 1, up into 2. Nielsen has mirrors full of yellow Chevrolet power right now, with Wayne Taylor, Jim Miller to get in at the brake.
Taylor really wants the spot now. He's decided that his car is strong enough to get past the Jaguar. He's just got to find a place on the racetrack to make his move on the cat, the bow tie, back up right in the slipstream as they go down the long straightaway. The Castrol Cat trying to hold him off, though. The Jaguar leading the Chevrolet into the turns.
Chevrolet now looks to the inside, maybe a peek to the outside, decides against it. They're going through what the Essence turn of the course is to be, and they are not going to try it this time around. He will wait. As a matter of fact, backs off about 2-3 car lengths, even goes up to the inside, accelerates, and decides against it back in turn number 8 and 9. No way is he going to do that one. Here comes your leader, and he's got a 55 Camel Lights Huffaker Racing automobile between he. Then comes the 32 lead automobile for the Camel Lights. Then 61, the Dane, John Nielsen, and the Wayne Taylor-driven Chevrolet right smack behind. Rest of the field now looks to the inside. That second place battle, the Chevrolet. Nielsen fills up the road and fills up the track with the Jaguar. And Wayne Taylor Chevrolet not getting around yet. Looks to the inside once again, decides against it. Some slower traffic up ahead of him, Lenny, means, and meantime, while they're doing that, Davy Jones in the 60, whoopsie daisy, the Castrol Jaguar, will sit back and wait as he moves up onto the back of the Chevrolet through the slower traffic.
Nielsen's got to watch out the front for the slower traffic in his mirror for Taylor. Taylor's just watching for the open spot out there. You know, you were telling me about Taylor's patience. I don't know whether he's got as much as you think he does. He is really pushing Nielsen in the Jaguar. Nielsen trying to make his way through some more lap traffic. Taylor right on him, outbraking him, it seems like, in some of these corners, but he can't get off the turns quite as quick as the Cat.
Into the pits goes the number 62 Pontiac Firebird, so he's got a problem already early on. It's not time to come in yet. It takes about 50 minutes. That's when they should start coming in for what you might call scheduled pit stops, fuel and possibly a driver change. That car touched the wall, number 62, the Pontiac, up in turn 3, and that's what brought it in. See, there's some damage to the left-hand front side. It looks like that's where they're looking now. Olson, as we had been saying most of the weekend, Lenny, had taken a hiatus from racing a year or so, didn't even get in a car. Then last year decided, Lime Rock, I think I'll drive again. Got news for you, he didn't forget about it.
No, not at all. You were talking about a cowboy. He is definitely back in the saddle.
Whoopsie daisy. Got the Chevy Spice car, is that it?
Oh, no. This does not look good.
Not good, as it looks like
that is Taylor.
Third place car, Wayne Taylor,
the American.
And he doesn't lose too much now. Wayne is an Englishman who lives in St. Louis, Missouri, in the American-powered V8 Chevy automobile, but now he's got to play a lot of catch-up. Let's see how fast that car is, Lenny. We'll now see if it's as quick as it looked early on in the event.
He no longer has the Jaguar to show him a way around the racetrack. Now he's got to go find it on his own and make it through that lap traffic. Now the Cats are in second and third.
But they're not together. That's the problem.
They have to get through
as
this.
The one Castrol Jaguar of Davy Jones has to get around some of the slower traffic. Catching up is Jeff Brabham in the 83 automobile, right onto the back of Davy Jones. It's getting a little bit tight out there as far as nose to tail is concerned, so will the passes be made? If Davy Jones can make a pass on the automobile, let's see. Now he does it again, or is that a replay?
I believe that is the same
That's
action.
a live camera, and it looks like he lost it again.
Something has definitely gone wrong with that Chevrolet. You know, Brabham, I think, is now sandwiched between the Jaguars as we see our leaders go by. And, no, there's Nielsen. Brabham is right.
The Jaguar got around him.
Mm-hmm.
So, matter of fact, the 83 Nissan of Jeff Brabham's catching up to the number 1 Nissan of Chip Robinson, with the 83 car closing on it, trying to get around the Davy Jones automobile, trying to get around the number 1 Chip Robinson that everyone else had got around before.
You know, if those two Jaguars could mount up, you talked about driving between the Chevy and the Jag before. You think about it, if you've got two Jaguars, they can really go chasing that to a...
The two Nissans might be tagging up to do a little chasing also. Here comes the second place Jaguar, number 61. Here comes the 60 car. He gets around, so he is now trying to play catch-up to the 61 car, trying to get to the back of the John Nielsen-driven 61 Jag is Davy Jones in the 60 Jaguar.
Jones in the 60 Jaguar almost got into some cement over there coming out of turn 1, got the car into the dirt, kicked up quite a rooster tail.
Out of turn 1, a lot of those people have put the wheel off onto the right side after having trying to take that bump as best they could. Sometimes there's no good way to take it. As we saw earlier on today in the Luke Clutch Challenge, a number of cars didn't know how to take that turn.
Now they were trying the pinball method off the wall there.
Yeah, didn't have to put a quarter in a machine.
Exactly.
To get 5 steel balls to work on. We'll try to check out the Camel lights for you here. It looks like it's going to be 32, 4, and 19 will be the running order there. 32, Furman Velez, the Spaniard. He'll be relieved when he comes in the Buick Spice car, the Canada Shoes automobile, by Guadalajara, Mexico's Tomas Lopez, both of them points leaders in the Camel Light division of Camel GT IMSA Racing. Scott Schubot and Linda Ludeman. Ludeman, of course, the defending champion here, along with co-driver Scott Schubot from last year in the Buick Spice, chasing down the 32 Buick Spice. The number 19, Denon Digital Audio Ferrari Spice is in third spot with David Tennyson at the wheel presently. Well, here comes in the 64 is going to come in now. Out over they go. Let's see if there's a driver change made in the automobile or not. It looks like Wayne Taylor.
That's the Chevy on the pits. They are opening up the driver cockpit.
There will be a driver change. Jim Adam in and Wayne Taylor out.
So and you got to give Taylor a hand. He did a great job. Here goes Adam being tucked in there. They're going to strap the Simpson safety gear around him. The Chevrolet getting service as the crew members clean the windshield and change all 4 tires.
At 44 minutes into the race, even though they lost some time, this may be an advantage to them in a way. If they can get them in and out quickly without losing so many laps. And that's pretty hard to do on a course that only takes you a minute to get around. Well, there he goes. Very quick stop. Look at them now. 98, 61, 60, and 83 are all in a blanket distance. You can throw one over the top of the 4.
I tell you, our leader's putting on quite a show here at the IMSA Toyota Grand Prix of Palm Beach. This is the exciting racing that our fans wanted to see. The top 3 all within a blink of an eye of each other.
no one's going to be able to tell the winner now till that checkered flag, because it's going to get down to the wire if they can hold on that long. Let me tell you, the competition's getting very tight, especially when they get into the slower traffic, and that slows up the 98 car, the 61, the 60. Here comes 83 to the inside, going in for the third spot. He makes it, and 83, Jeff Gravel, will move into third place. Goes around the Jaguar, goes around Davy Jones's number 60.
More spinning, and we've got a crash of one of the Castrol cars. That's the 60
Davy
entry.
Jones gets the right front, and the 09 car come together as the 09 was slowly coming out of the turn, and smoke comes. That's going to be probably ended for the 60 car.
Oh, the Nissan almost gathered up the Jaguar, as I believe our corner marshals didn't quite have the yellow flag out in time. The cat was almost fresh meat out there out of that turn.
Davy Jones, who had lost a position to the number 99 Toyota Juan Fangio car, we're going to go to a full course yellow.
But at this point in the race, the lead car, the number 98 Toyota, driven by Drake Olson. The second car, the 61 Jaguar, driven by John Nielsen. In third place, the 83 Nissan, driven by Derek Daly. The 17 Porsche, number 4, with Kenny Atchison behind the wheel. And in fifth place, the number 1 chassis, the Nissan, the old Elvis chassis, with Bob Earl behind the wheel. Climbed up into fifth place, and he's running strong. Now back to more racing action.
The number 4 car, just having gone out, Scott Schuba, and he's out of the car. It is stalled on course.
Back to racing.
98 Drake Olson brings the Dan Gurney Toyota up over the bump. Here comes the 83 Nissan. Derek Daly now at the controls of number 83, having got in for Jeff Gravel. Going to try to keep the car up there. Now, look at the race between the two Nissans, the 1 and the 67 automobile. Back into the 5th and 6th places. The number 1 car went around the 67. He'll pick up a spot.
Olson put a hole shot on the Nissan as Drake really got the Toyota out in front. He leaped as they came towards that green flag. He was ready to go.
That's what he did on the green flag at the start of the race over an hour ago, Lenny. He managed to get the leap on the flag. That meant he pulled about 25 car lengths ahead of the rest of the field. That gave him a little bit of a pad, and he kept that pad for quite a while.
The Jaguar fans coming to life as their driver has gotten right up to the back of Drake Olson in the Toyota.
You know what the show's going to be, Lenny? I'm going to tell you what it is. In the pits under green, let me tell you, scramble, 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 coming up. Which will be the first one in the pits? Which will be the first one out? Who will have to catch who in the last waning moments of the Toyota Grand Prix?
Driver change
Here
going on
comes
for those
the
folks.
61 car in. Let's see if there's a driver change.
That's the Jaguar. Our second place Jaguar in. We've got the driver jumping, literally springing out of the cockpit.
Bryce Cobb getting in, the Evergreen, Colorado fresh driver. What a job from John Nielsen today. Ladies and gentlemen, give that driver a hand.
The Jag
What
showing
a
their
drive
hand early.
He has done today to keep that car in second spot. Hands are up to the right side, wheels are on, hubs are tight. Down off the air jacks they come. Left side is up now. Driver's side, wheels are on. Last minute buckling in by Nielsen of the driver, Bryce Cobb, Evergreen, Colorado. Here he comes. He comes out. He will come out in the lead.
That was a fantastic stop. The less time than it took the Chevrolet. The Chevrolet was an incredible stop.
Oh, the Toyota got to come in. Will they change drivers? Can the Toyota catch up, pass, and do it in the automobile of 83? Bravin's going to get back in, I think. Yep, Jeff Bravin's going to get back in. He'll be the driver.
Here comes Drake Olson taking it slow down the lanes. He's probably out of fuel in this Toyota. The Toyota team may have cost themselves here as the 99 car had to come in.
He is out of gas, and it might be that Juan Fangio is trying to get in the car. The 61, he goes by. 61 will be the new leader.
And the Nissan is out and away ahead of the Toyota also.
Oh,
3 abreast into the turn. Holy Toledo as they went into there.
Doggies, I don't know. That's getting wide in turn number 3. Look at him at 3 wide still.
Great fans, look at this. The Toyota Grand Prix of the Palm Beaches. Well, I tell you, you ain't been sitting on your hands before. Get on them and cheer for these
Bryce
guys.
Cobb takes over the lead.
Now let's watch the Dan Gurney pit. Drake Olson getting in service.
Still there.
Time clicking away. Time clicking away. The crew does not seem like they are moving quickly there. There's a problem in the driver compartment as they're trying to put the seats down on Fangio, making sure that the belts are all tight on him. They're ready to push that 98 out into
No, wing door
refire.
goes down off the jacks. Refires. Here's it come. Big push. Out they go. Last pit stop. Going to be a lot of catch-up on behalf of
He is
Juan
not moving that
Manuel
well.
Fangio. Slow down into turn number 3. Picks it up just a little bit. kicks in a little more power. Meanwhile, Bryce Cobb is the man of the moment right now. He's got to hang it in and hold on in the Jaguar. Here he comes. Here comes the 83 car by the 64 machine, and Jeff Brabham is aboard that car.
So now you've got a Jaguar leading the Nissan here at the Toyota Grand Prix of the Palm Beaches. The Toyota led the whole first 2 hours, but now he's not even in the top 3. The Jags are on top, and Jeff Brabham, remember, he won the last event in Road Atlanta. He's a defending GTP champion, and he's knocking at the door for the win here today.
Was it the 17 car showing smoke that we saw come down the line? He also, I believe, went out of the pits with some smoke on 2, so a couple of the cars showing some smoke out there right now. We'll get the numbers for you when they come by. Smoke, not a good sign anytime you're doing it. Let's go back to the Camel Lights and see who's running in Camel Lights. I believe it's going to still be the 32 car. Furman Velez. Thomas Lopez, the Guadalajara, Mexico, is the leader at the present time in Camel Lights. And I believe the number 8 car did not give up second spot. We'll have to check that out in the Camel Lights division to see what the 1, 2, 3 leaders are there.
As we've crossed over the threshold onto our third hour, the fatigue is going to start taking its place on the machinery now. The Jag in front, there's the Nissan, Bill.
Is the Nissan right, and is that the position?
It's currently in second, just what, 5 cars difference between the Jaguar.
Bryce Cobb has done battle. Here comes the 98 Toyota in again.
Oh, race
man. Run by, what a letdown for Toyota here today.
You know, I believe the car ran out of gas earlier, and that could have hurt the valves or any other drivetrain in that car.
He was coming very slow. Drake Olson was coming in. They're up on the jacks, and believe me, with only
they're taking the cap off.
45 minutes left. The 17 in smoke. That Porsche is in again. It's Kenny Atchison, I believe, or Wallach had gotten in the car. Bob Wallach had gotten in on the pit stop, and the smoke flies. It might be terminal for that automobile. I'll tell you, here comes another of the cars.
The Jag is in the grass. The leader is in the grass.
In the grass. That is fun. He got it going again.
The Nissan of Jeff Brabham is taking the lead.
Taking the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, Jeff Brabham leads the life, boy. Comes out second, and they just waited. Earlier on, you wouldn't think the 83 would even finish the race. It sat back in the fifth spot and hardly ever moved up.
I tell you, the Toyota and the Jag within 5 minutes of each other, both of them curtains for their winning efforts. Now Jeff Brabham, all he's got to do, what has he got? Less than 45 minutes to go to put the Nissan in the victory lane here at the Toyota race.
Chip Robinson in the number 1 machine, sitting back in second spot, too. It could be Nissan. In the pits, as a matter of fact. Looks like Robinson's going to get in the car.
The worst nightmare for any of the Toyota executives. A Nissan car leading this one, and Jeff Brabham has got to be smiling ear to ear, as does all the rest of the Nissans. Here comes Robinson out of the pit.
Wouldn't you believe a clutch on the 98 car?
Oh.
Yep, that's what happens. You know, you get different drivers change gears and use shifting differently, and the clutch on the 98 car. What a way to go. Drive the whole race, almost the last 45 minutes, and something goes wrong. Only got 29 minutes to go to the checkered flag.
I cannot believe how close the Chevrolet is to that Nissan. That battle for third place is tight as it'll ever be as they come on down the straightaway once again. The Nissan with Chip Robinson at the controls, still being dogged by Taylor in the Chevrolet. In and through more and more turns they go. Robinson has got to be getting tired of watching this in his mirror, and Taylor's got to be getting frustrated.
No more tired than Wayne Taylor is, who would like to be in third instead of fourth spot.
You know, we talked earlier about 4 and 5 speed.
Now, look at the move. Here he comes to the inside. Chevrolet takes over third spot away from Chip Robinson's Nissan. Wayne Taylor shows the driving expertise that got him up in to the top 8 qualifying and third place start here today.
How about American Race Band giveaway as he crosses the start-finish line?
Look at
that, the American Chevy.
So, of course, with the final pit stop being so quick under the green, and when they did sort it out, it came out 83, 61, 167, and 64. Car number 1, Chip Robinson goes by the Jaguar. Could be a Nissan 1-2 finish as Chip Robinson goes by the 61 of Bryce Cobb and picks it up. That would mean he would be in the second position. Telling about what's happening and unfolding here. Looked like it would be the Toyota all the way, not to be here today in the Toyota Grand Prix, but a valiant effort by Toyota. I'll tell you, Drake Olson in a fine ride, even so for Juan Manuel Fangio and for Rocky Moran, but it wasn't to be.
You know what a great ride the Toyota drivers had. What a great thing the Toyota people have done for this race. A beautiful event. They didn't sponsor it last year, came in, worked it out this year, and have just put on a tremendous display.
We want to thank you. Hey, even though you don't win, you can be very proud of what you did out there with your make and your model in your race. And it doesn't happen every time that the sponsoring car wins, but, you know, everybody makes way. It's like Macy's and Gimbel's.
We are on our white flag lap, last lap of the event. You should be seeing Jeff Brabham take his way around this course just one more time. And unless something major happens, it will be a Nissan 1-2 finish here at the Toyota Grand Prix of Palm Beach. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1990 winner of the Toyota Grand Prix of the Palm Beach is Mr. Jeff Brabham. Brabham taking the checkered flag, and his second behind him, there's the 61 finishing. That's actually the third place driver, Price Cobb. The Nissan on a victory lap. 2 hours of Toyota dominance fading away to a Nissan victory here in the 1990 record book. Will state Jeff Brabham in a Nissan taking the win after 3 hours of competition here at the fairgrounds in West Palm.
The 1989 Campbell GT champion, who showed his championship colors here today in the blue, red, and white Nissan as he brought it through. And in the first, you might not have thought he was even going to be in the top 5 in his first stint of driving. Then was relieved by Derek Daly, and then, of course, got back in the automobile to make known.
Derek Daly, inside sprint, into victory lane again. Saw you last time at Sebring, of course. And since then have seen you. And all of a sudden, it looked as if early on in the race, the 83 car just might not be able to catch the Toyotas or the Jaguars or anybody else. Patience certainly is a virtue, my friend.
I think it really is. It's fair to say we probably didn't have enough outright speed to handle the Jaguar or the Toyota, but just like Atlanta, we were prepared to just make it a hard grind every lap, and luckily, just like at Atlanta, halfway through the race, it began to come back to us, and we were prepared for that and just drive as consistently as we could. And hey, 3 in a row for me, I can't complain.
You guys got a team going, believe me.
Our winners, Jeff Brabham and Derek Daly in the 83 Nissan, Chip Robinson and Bob Earl in the number 1 Nissan, and John Nielsen, Price Cobb representing here in the Jaguar XJR10.